So in today's video, we're going to look at how to automatically send reminder emails on or before a due date. And so here we have some tasks with a due date. And so we want to send a reminder email to the task owner if that due date is today, or we'll also show how to do it in maybe like a 3-day notice. So let's go ahead and create our script and we'll jump right in. So once our script is up here, you can just call it whatever. So we'll just call this task reminder. You can call it whatever. And then this one will be email alert or email reminder. And again, you can call this whatever you want to here as well. And then first of all, we need to access the Google Sheet. And so we'll do that using let ss equal spreadsheet app dot get active spreadsheet. And so that's going to get the overall spreadsheet. And then we need to access these tasks. And so this is on a tab or a sheet. And so we'll access that. We'll call it let sheet. And then we'll use this method that we just declared here and do get sheet by name and tasks. And then we're going to get the data from that sheet. So we need to get all these tasks. So the way we can do that is what's called a get range. And so we'll get the range and get the values from that range. And so we'll call this data and then do sheet dot get range. And then we could just do so we can do a number like this. So we could start row of like 2 and so forth. Or we can just take the letters. So we could do A2 through E. And so that will probably just be a little faster and easier here. And then dot get values. And so that's going to get all the data from our sheet. And so then what we need to do is go row by row and compare our due date and figure out if we want to send an email alert. And so we're going to do that using a for loop. And so we do like this, I less than data length I plus plus. And so what this does is I is our iterator, and it's basically saving our position each row. And then what's going to do is start here. Now I know that it's a little confusing because this is row 2 and this is 0. And so it's just an offset. And so that's the way the array numbering works, is actually starts at 0. So basically it's start position, keep going as long as this is true. So as long as there's another row, and then add a row and then continue. So let's go ahead and just call that let row equal data I. And so again, this I is going to change each row. And so for each row, this is the row we're going to be working with. So from there, we can do something like let task equal to row 0. Because again, our numbering in the array starts at 0. So this is going to be our first column. So we can go ahead and get the rest of our data. So let's do owner, status, due date, and notes. And so I'm just going to copy this. And then let's paste that down. So owner, status, due date, and notes. And then I'm going to change the numbering. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally the names. So owner, and this was status, due date, and notes. So now what we need to do is compare and figure out, okay, is due date equal to, let's start with today. And so what we need to do is we're going to create another function. So we'll come down here and we can call this days to today or something like that. And then we're going to take this due date. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to say let the difference equals to days to today and feed it that due date. And then here we're going to do our input date and then write a little function to process and return the number of days. So what we're going to do here is we're going to first of all get today. And so this will be new date. And then what we need to do is this date will set the current time as well. And so what we're going to do is do a thing called set hours. And this is going to set it to 0 across the board. So that way we can compare apples to apples. And then let's get our target. And so this will be new date, but this time we're going to use that due date or input date to set that date. And then again, we're going to do target. Let's see if I can type here, set hours. And again, we're going to set it to midnight. That way we can compare midnight to get an accurate day count. All right, and so one more thing we have to do here is we have to deal with the fact that these are going to render in milliseconds per day. And so let's just do that here, milliseconds per day. is 1,000 milliseconds times 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 24 hours in a day. And then what we can do is return, and this is what's going to do is it's going to read the due date from each row. So for example, this one, going to feed it through here and it can compare that to today. And then we're going to return it back to here, and then we're going to continue on our way. So what we're going to do here then is math.round to make sure we have an even number. And then we're going to basically do target minus today. And then we need to divide by this. And so what we're going to have to do is wrap this in parentheses. So that way that happens first. And then we're going to do ms per day. And so that should process our difference. And so what this is going to do is it's going to give us a positive number in looking ahead. So in other words, if it's today, it's going to be 0. And then this is tomorrow, because today is September 26th. So this is tomorrow. So if it was this day, it would return 1. So what we can do now is a simple test. If difference is equal to 0 as an example, let's say we want to send reminders if the due date is today. So now we've determined our condition. And if it meets that condition, then we're going to send email. So we can just use mail app and send email. And then what we're going to need to do though is we have the owner name, but we don't have their email because we have that stored over here. So here I have owners and then emails. So I need to get that. And so let's go ahead and get that up here. So here we'll do let email sheet and then emails, and then we can do this. So there's 2 ways we can do this. So the easier way is going to be get these separately, because then we can just reference it as a number, and I'll show you what that means here in a second. So let's do this. Owners and owner email, something like that. And then I'm going to do one more thing on here. So we can either do 0 or we can do flat. Basically, we're trying to convert these to a single array. And the difference is a normal array is like this. And we have val1, val2, etc. Now, if you have multiple rows, like we do here, then it goes like this. And then we have multiple arrays, and so this would be like row 2, val1, and so forth. So the problem with this is if we're trying to find something, it's challenging because we have to go row by row and then do some logic. But if we simplify it down to this, then we can just search the whole thing. And that's what we're doing with this dot flat. So let me show you what I mean here. So we're going to do let owner, or let's just call it email. And then we're going to do owners index of owner, because we have the list of owners and then we have the owner for that task. And so that's going to give us the index or the row number. And so for example, on this first one, we're going to search over here and find Jim Halpert. And what the index does is this is going to return 0 essentially. And then we want to look it up in the emails. And so what we're going to do then is owner emails, and then I'm going to use that array index there. And so I'm basically finding it here. And so if it is Angela, for example, it would give us that row number, which in this case, because it's starting at 0. So this would be 0, 1, 2, 3. So it returned 3 as the index of here. And then we're just feeding that same 3 over here. And so find the associated email. Now these all happen to be the same, but in your case, obviously they're going to be different. So that's how we get the email. And so then what we can do is we can do to email, and then we can do subject. Oops, I can type here. Subject, task due, even today, something like that. And then we can do HTML, I think it's body. Look here. Yeah, HTML body. And then I'm going to do backticks. And so you notice here it's double quotes. Here I'm doing backticks. It's above the tab on my keyboard. The reason why is so we can do something like this. So let's do a little basic HTML. And so we're going to say something like, hey, and then we could do owner. And this is called a template literal. So a $sign and then curly braces. And then you can grab something from here and put it inside that text string. So maybe we'll actually put this on the top here. And maybe put that comma after. And then do something like this. So one of your tasks is due today. Please make sure to get it done. And then I'm going to add some new lines. And this is just some very basic HTML code here. And then we could do a list maybe of the task name. So we could put that inside of a bold and say task. Let's actually put task name here and bold, and then put that task there. And then let's make a new line. And I'm going to duplicate this. And then we'll say status and put that status in here. And then let's do notes. Actually, probably also due date as well, but let's add due date because we're going to show you how to do this for the future as well. So they may not necessarily know, right, if it's not due today. All right, so let me go ahead and open my email here. And then we're going to go ahead and run this. So we're just going to run it manually for now. So first of all, we'll have to authorize a script and go to advanced, task reminder. And then this is what it's going to need access to. It's going to need access to the Google Sheet so it can get that data, and then access to be able to send that email. So we're going to do select all and continue. And then no recipient. So I forgot to change this to B. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete that real quick. It's just an alert saying I authorize that email. Let's go ahead and run this again. Let's do a quick check here. So console log. Let's do owner emails and just see what happens here. Ah, I know what it is. Forgot to change this to email sheet. If you already saw that, you're probably laughing and wondering how long it's going to take me, but that's just how it is sometimes. So that's what I typically do if I have an error, is use the thing called console log, and then whatever you're expecting to see. So for example, we could use it in here and do console log, and we could log maybe the due date, right? And we can see what that is. And so let's go ahead and just do that. And then hit run. And there it gives those dates. And it should have sent an email. So here we go. And there's our very simple one. So one thing is you'll notice this date looks a little funky, but the rest of it looks pretty good. So the way we do that is we have that due date looks super funky. And so what we can do is wrap it in a format date. And so that's just a utilities method. And so we can put that due date in there. And then we just need a time zone. So we could just grab it from the spreadsheet, get spreadsheet time zone. And then we can just set maybe month, day, year, something like that. And then let's go ahead and get rid of that due dates just for now. And then we'll run this again. Let's delete this real quick. Run again. And check our email. And here we go. And now it looks a lot better. So we could even make this a little more user-friendly if you want. You could do like this. And what this would do would be like September, and then the day and the year. And so let me show you that real quick. You can see that. And then if you did one more, it would do fully spelled out. And so instead of a 3-letter abbreviation, it'd spell out September. So basically what it looks like is if you do one M, it's going to give a single number. If you do 2 M's, what it's going to do, like for January, it would do 0, 1. And so that's how that works. So let's just leave it like this, and we'll call that good. So what this is going to do is send an email reminder for today. But how do you make sure this runs every day? So what we're going to need to do is go over here to triggers and create a new trigger on this email alert. And then what we want to do is change this to time driven, change this to day timer, and then you can select the time of day. So maybe you want to go out early in the morning, like 7 to 8 a.m., and remind them of the tasks that are due. And so then you click save. And at this point, this will run every day, and it's going to check anything due today, and it's going to send out that email reminder. Now, let's go back and adjust a little bit. So right now we're sending if the due date is today, right? And so it was sending this first task. Now, what if I want to send one out for anything due tomorrow? So then what we're going to do is if difference is equal to 1. And so now what we're going to see is instead of this one being sent out, we should see Dwight Schrute schedule fire drill. And so sure enough, there we are. Now, all we have to do then is you can set this number to how many days in the future. So if you want it 7 days in the future, we'll click run. And let's see what one got sent here. So Kelly Kapoor. And if you look here, here is that one. So that's 7 days in the future. So let's look at one more thing real quick. So let's set it back to 1 day in the future. And so that's going to be this one. Let's look at how we would change this. Like, so if we don't want it to send, if the status is blocked as an example. So then what we could do is we can either stack multiple things in here. So we could say, and status is not equal to, and then let's see if it's not uppercase. So we'll just do blocked. And so let's go ahead and run that again. At this point, no emails should have sent. So double check. Looks like nothing sent. Let's actually do something real quick here. I'm going to do console log email sent. Just so we can tell real quick without even checking our email that something got sent. So if we remove this part again, save and run, we should see email sent. There we go. And then if we add that back, so it's just double ampersand and then status is not equal to blocked, save and run, so no email sent. So you could do the same thing if you want to add multiple statuses as example. You could just add this again, and then we could do something like maybe if it's deferred, we don't want to send it as well. So we could do deferred, and then it would only send if it's due tomorrow and the status is not equal to one of those. Now you could flip it around, like maybe you only want to send if it's in progress. And at that point, you flip this around and do equal to in progress. And then you could even do something like that. In which case, these would never be true at the same time or never overlap. So in this case, it only send for in progress. So it wouldn't send if it's blocked. So let's do this one. This would be 1, 2, 3 days in the future. So let's do 3. No email sent. If I remove this, then it should send that one for inventory paper stock. Email sent just like that. And if I check, sure enough, there it is. All right, so that's it for today's video on automatically sending reminder emails. Make sure to check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. And as always, have a great day.